Matthew and Dave here from MiniWarGaming.com, bringing you another Dark Potential playtest. Once again, warning, long video, unedited. You've had your warning. This is going to be session number 5. We are playtesting Alpha Rules 0.2.1. Some people have been asking what all those numbers mean. The first number is the edition number, so if it was like first edition would be 1, second edition 2, but alpha and beta are 0. The second number is major changes, and the third number is minor changes. And so whenever there are minor changes, you increment the last number, and whenever there are major changes, you increment the second number. So we had a lot of changes, so I decided to up it to 0.2.1, and that's what we're going to play today. We're going to actually be doing 50-point game. If you're not familiar with what that is, our usual games have been around 30 to 35 points. So this is going to be, I would say, a good-sized Dark Potential game. Like this is probably what you'd play at a tournament or something along those lines, or an evening with a friend. Whereas the 35-point games would be more, you just want to get a quick game in or you don't have a lot of models.
Biggest games we've ever played. Right?
Yes, yeah, and we got new units for both Corporation and Zlanthos. Lots of new stuff. So let's take a look at the armies as well as the setup. Okay, so we've got 50 points as Zlanthos here. So let's quickly go through. The familiar, we have the commander with his 5 command points. We've got the manipulator, if you remember him from the last game. He's also a commander, so he has his 3 command points. We got the assassin, he's a loner, so he has 2 command points. And then we've got our normal squads. Now we're rather small here because we've introduced some new stuff which has taken up all the points. So these are just the regular soldiers. We've got a squad of 3 and a squad of 4. And then we've got the new shock troops. And they don't have jetpacks, but they have grav packs. And grav packs, just like the sniper has in the corporation side, allow them to scale terrain without any penalties. They basically count as being in an anti-gravity mine when they scale terrain or when they fall. So that allows them to get around faster, and they have a higher movement, but their weapons are shorter range than the plasma rifles. They're plasma blasters, as suggested by somebody on the forums. Same strength, but lower range, and only 1 rate of fire. So they're meant to get up close and personal, and they have a higher strength and more attacks than the typical Zlanthos. So they're a close combat unit, or mid-range. And then we got our new guy right here. This is the Infector. Obviously the model doesn't represent him very well, but the Infector is a solo who fires virus weapons. And so he fires an AoE weapon that hurts people, ignores their armor if they're human or animals, as Zlanthos are immune to it. And then they can become contagious, which is a new special rule in 0.2.1. And when you're contagious, you take extra damage each turn, and you can spread it to people that come into base contact with you as well. So it's not very nice. So there is our 50-point Zlanthos army. On this side, we have a much bigger corporation army. It's still 50 points, but kind of going for more of what the flavor of the corporation probably will be. So let's take a look through this. We've got our commander, of course, with the 5 command points, and the sergeant with 3 command points. We've got our sniper, which is a loner with 2 command points, and the machine gun guy. And we've got the flame launcher guy. And we've got a medic now. This is a new unit. He's a solo that can heal guys. And the one thing I forgot to mention is the Infector is also a medic. So they both have the healing ability, which we'll talk about more in the game. Then we've got our normal old recruit squads, so just the fodder. Decided to bring in 2 squads at their maximum size of 6, just because it's corporation. We've got to bring in lots of cannon fodder, right?
Absolutely.
So 2 squads at their full 6, and then we have our new squad of veterans, or whatever you want to call them. We're probably going to be changing the names here. And there are 5 of them, and they are armed with a corporation rifle, which is only rate of fire 1, but it has a longer range than the various small arms. But it has the semi-automatic special rule, which allows it to increase its rate of fire at the expense of its range. And it can go up to a rate of fire of 3, so that'll be useful once they get close to the opponent. And they're also better in close combat as well. They have extra attacks and the higher strength than everybody else. So they're kind of the corporation equivalent to the shock troops, except they don't have a faster speed or any way to get around faster. But they do have smoke grenades. One thing that's changed as well is I've given smoke grenades to pretty much everybody, except the medic and the heavy guys, like the machine gun and the flamer. They don't have smoke grenades, but pretty much everybody else has smoke grenades, because that's what I want the corporation to have. So let's take a look at the board, which is right here. So we're going back to multi-levels because we think that's an important part of the game. Lots of line of sight blocking terrain at level 1, and then we've got the buildings on one on each side just to allow both players a chance to get up and have better field of views, or whatever you call that. Line of sight, there we are. But at the level 1, there's not a lot of really good firing lanes, except like right down the middle. But even that has cover all the way down. So you got to get up or position yourself well. So let's get into it. Let's roll to see who goes first and who places first. Dave rolls a 3. I roll a 3. Reroll. Which one was yours?
2.
The 2? And a 1. So you get to choose, first or second.
You go first.
Want me to go first? All right, I will deploy.
Okay. 12 inches from your table edge.
So
Anywhere on that side.
12 inches will not allow a base. Barely allows a base to be up. So I'll say no. I won't start up there.
That's good.
Although, does yours start within 12 inches? Oh, you're clearly within 12. So you know what, I'll move my building back a slight bit so that we both can actually start up on the building. We should say the deployment zone probably has a max height as well. So if there is a building, you can't just like... But I guess starting at the top of the building has its disadvantages too. Because you don't have good line of sight when you're right up here. You lose a lot of...
That's true.
The higher up you are, the closer things can... Or the further you have to be away from the building to see it.
Yep.
So you actually lose a bit of that advantage. Okay, so deploying. I'm going to start with my commander. I'm basically going to have 2 flanks. The commander will stick together with some guys, and the sergeant will stick together with some guys. Because we need to spread out that commander special rule. So there's the commander. I'll give him a squad of recruits to help him out. And the Xanthos AoE should be much more effective this game. Not that they aren't already effective, but even more effective because things will be bunched together more because there's more of them. And we'll put the machine gun guy. Actually, no, you know what? The sniper might actually do well just starting right here. Maybe not put him up on a level. If we start right here, then he can just keep going in Overwatch and deny a lot of area. And that'll give him a level 3 cover. Plus ranges have been decreased, but his range is still 14. So he's still got a really good range. Whereas the next highest range is an 8. So maybe 14 is a little exaggerated, maybe it shouldn't be so high. But I'm finding the sniper needs to have all the advantages he can get. Because with the move or shoot weapon, it's just a big disadvantage.
Also, he's squishy in close combat.
Yeah, he dies just like that. And we'll put the medic to support the commander as well.
Now he's healing 8, right?
Healing 8, yeah, so he has a skill of 8. And if anything dies within 6 inches of him, they don't die, they become critically wounded. That's a 0.2.1. You can see all these rules in the 0.2.1 on the Dark Potential forums, so feel free to go there. And then the sergeant will take up position on one of the flanks. And I'll give him a squad of veterans. And let's get us 3. Probably give him the machine gun guy too. Maybe give him both the heavy weapons. No, one of the heavy weapons should be in the middle. So I'm going to put the flame guy right here, over here, and I'm going to put the machine gun guy over here. Actually, no, I'm going to put him up in the building. And he can camp one of the... Oh, there's a bead back here. He can camp one of the windows.
That's a nice building. We should have more of these.
I agree.
In fact, there is another.
These buildings were actually made for this game.
Long time ago.
A long time ago. Yeah. Back when it was Primal Horizon. Yeah, we have a bunch of buildings that were made for this game. Now this squad of recruits, I think they're gonna. Oh, but they have to stay within command distance of one of these guys, otherwise they one shot and they're running away.
Yeah.
So they can either stay on this side and yeah, you know what? They're gonna hunker down in the building as well. They'll run up and. They're gonna have to take the higher level though.
So what is this, a level 3 cover?
If they get to a window, yeah. Yeah, through a building's level 3. Linear obstacles will be level 2. Everything else will be level 2,
okay,
essentially.
That'll be hard to move.
What? Into the building?
Yeah.
That's pretty wide open spaces. It was designed to allow for this. So, we'll see. Oh, and squad leader. So, I can't go any further into the building because of that's exactly 12 inches.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. So it's Lanthos deployment. All right.
First
So
off,
what's your battle plan?
Commander.
You got your measuring tape? You stole my measuring tape.
Did I?
Yeah. Oh no, mine's right.
Oh, blame first, then find out truth.
Well, I thought there was just one of these Games Workshop ones. That's your commander?
That is my commander, yeah.
Okay.
I do have an idea for deployment. That's why I wanted you to go first.
Oh, you actually have a plan?
I do actually.
That's not fair. You're not allowed to have a plan. That upsets the balance of the game.
Does it now?
We're supposed to just run at each other.
Really?
Roll some dice and see what mechanics feel right. None of this strategy stuff.
Oh, when the heck does that ever work? Okay, can you see through there? I don't know if you mentioned that already, but
Oh yeah, we should define that. No. This blocks line of sight. You can get through here. That's open right there.
But all of this blocks line of sight?
Well, if it blocks line of sight, it blocks line of sight. So
Okay.
from level 1 to level 1, it'll block line of sight. But if somebody's up here, you just draw a real line of sight. That's basically it.
Okay.
But we'll declare that if you're on the same level and you pass through this, that it's blocking line of sight. Yeah, so your assassin's safe in the first round, basically.
And this is the
That's your assassin.
place and later. So this is the infector.
Infector. Gotta remember because it looks the same as your other guy.
Okay.
So Infector's supporting your commander.
Yeah. These guys have abilities that can make them move and not be affected by height.
That's right. They have their grav packs, just like my sniper.
And
Except there's a whole squad of grav packs.
how fitting that they are represented with assault marines.
Yeah.
This is my other commander.
So the sergeant.
My sergeant.
Well, don't put him with your commander.
I'm not. I'm just going to place him there.
Okay.
Get these.
I'd say that's a waste of
But
having
don't you worry.
two commanders nearby each other.
Don't you worry.
You spread out those command points. I've had discussions on that on the forums. People saying the game should allow you not to bring commanders, and I just think that the commanders are too fundamental a part of the game to leave them out. And I think that if you forfeit, you take all those extra points from the commander and you bring in more squads, I still think that you would lose badly. Because you need that supportive leadership.
I'm done.
So you are leaving your sergeant over there?
No, I moved him.
Oh, he's right there.
Yeah.
So these guys will be... Now, they only have a leadership of 7, just to warn you. They're not that much better. So they're still low leadership.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's our deployment. Heavy one flank, and then the fast guys on the other flank. And then I've kind of spread out, but trying to work on the one flank as well. So, Corporation, turn 1. Line of sight right now. It's Corporation, turn 1. We've already declared that that does not have line of sight, even though I can see them. That's blocking it. Okay.
What do you mean? That doesn't make sense.
Like, we declared that this will block line of sight
Yes.
from the same level.
Yeah.
But even though this guy can actually see through that, it's just that the terrain itself
Yeah.
is not representative.
That makes more sense.
Well, that's fine. Okay, so we'll start with my sergeant. He is going to move up like so. And then he is going to go on Overwatch. So it uses a command point. He's going to go like so. Obviously intending on covering right there.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been discussing new ways to do suppression fire, because I really don't like suppression fire the way it is right now. So we're still, what I suggest is that we just don't bother with suppression fire this game. If you want to use it, you can go ahead, but it's just not effective. And we're working out new ways for it to work. But nothing yet that I've really been happy with.
Let's not do it then.
Okay. So these guys, so it means the squad doesn't really have any way to cover things right now. But that's okay. So the squad is just going to run.
Unless it's Overwatch.
The squad can't do Overwatch.
But then it doesn't have anyway then.
I know. So right now it's just a normal squad. moving, and obviously I want to keep some of them in cover. As long as half of them are in cover. The problem with that is now I'm clumping them together, so I'll have the leader have gone over here. Okay. Machine gun guy, he advances 5 inches. So right up to here. And he does not have line of sight. So he will use his second movement to move up to the window. So that'll be a level 3 cover. So he'll be exposed to your firing. But that's okay. What else am I going to do? This squad will run up. Oh, yeah. So they've got plenty of movement. So they're going to run up to the windows as well. Except for one of them. One of them's going to throw a smoke grenade. Oh yeah, all these guys have smoke grenades. That's what they can do. That's too late for that. So.
So what you're saying is because you forgot with the other squad, you're not going to do it.
Right. Because that would be going back.
Right.
You're not allowed to do that. And this guy will only move once. And then he's going to drop an AoE 3. I'll use black dice for smoke grenades. And he's going to drop it. It won't block line of sight, but it will give me, I'll give you a -2 strength to your energy weapon. So it'll be right there. So it'll be enough to, actually he's going to throw it over so it covers the machine gun guy too. So it'll be over here, so it covers enough of the squad that if you fire at anything in here, it'll be -2 strength to energy weapons. And it gives them a level 2 cover, but they already have a level 3 cover, so that doesn't matter so much. Okay, Sniper will stay where he is and go on Overwatch. He will...
Now how do levels work in Overwatch?
It's line of sight.
Okay.
So if he can see something in this template anywhere, as long as it's line of sight, he can shoot at it. So the thing could be up here, but as long as he can draw line of sight to it.
Okay. Very
Okay,
good.
and he used the commander's command point to go on Overwatch.
Mm-hmm.
This flaming dude will move 4 inches. He's going to go on Overwatch as well. He'll use his own command point for that. Yeah, so I'm going to position these like that. Squad will run up, except for one of them. One of them will throw a grenade. Or place a grenade, I should say. So this one will just move up 6. And then place a smoke grenade within 6. So right there. Oh, that blocks line of sight. Didn't think of that one through, did I? It's got to place it so it covers enough of them. So he's going to place it right here. It only blocks line of sight up to 2 inches, so it won't cover anything over there. So 1.5.
Close combat, how far away do you have to be in order to charge, engage? Half your movement distance? Yeah, just to simply...
If you want to hit, you have to be in base contact. Charging allows you to move half your distance.
Okay.
So you can move, and then you can move half your distance and attack.
So if my movement was 6, I would need to be 9 inches away in order to engage.
If there's no difficult terrain, yes.
Okay.
Well, I think maybe you're assassin, you mean?
I was just thinking of anything. I was just trying to...
Yep. Okay, and they still have their command point. We got our medic. Obviously, he's going to want to stick close to these guys. So the medic is going to move up as far as he can. That'll put him in range of a couple of these guys. So I can choose to kill them if you do any shots. And then the commander is going to move over to here. He's not going to go on Overwatch because he doesn't have any good line of sight. So he will move again. And that's my turn.
Okay.